Hi guys, welcome back. We are now on pretty much the last command episode 15. I will be doing one more after this, which would be functions. So that would include a little bit of kind of add-on work. So this is the last vanilla command. So thank you very much if you've been following the series. Hopefully it has helped. This is probably my favourite command, and really it can be seen as a really hard command to do, but I think it can be the easiest, because once you've got the grips of every other command that we've looked at, then that's all this one does. Just executes other commands. So if you're really smart about it, you can create some really powerful stuff with this command. So let's look at the syntax. So you've got two. You've got execute, then your target, so that'd be an entity, so that your normal target selectors, just as we covered in anything that has target selectors. Then your position, X, Y, and Z. This is commonly either used with the squiggly lines or the carrots. The carrot. Yes, I'm going to say carrot. This symbol, because which I'm not sure if I've covered, so I will discuss that symbol in a second, as I'll be showing it in one of my examples. So it's because you wouldn't really execute at target and then specify a specific X, Y, Z. You can do when I show you a way to use execute to minimize the amount of command blocks you use in a system, but normally it's done execute, then you choose your target, so say at all players, and then you do three of those, and then you can start putting in a command, and it could be any command except ones that can't be done by that are limited by the operator, like the op commands. You could probably, I've never tried putting one in, but you wouldn't execute off a player or off an entity to then op or de-op someone, so there's no point in that. But any other things like set, block, fill, kill, summon, literally every normal command you can execute off another entity. There's another there is another syntax underneath, and this is detect, which I will go into in a second. I'll show you kind of the things you can do. So for example, and I'm not going to go through every single one because I'll pretty much be going through every single command, but I'll go through some examples that and I haven't been to the shop to change my batteries in my mouse yet, so it's going to be a little bit glitchy moving. But here's an example. Execute at all entities, type equals creeper, that's just a normal target selector, then the three squiggly lines, and then then a space, and then your command you want to then run. So it will start giving you you can see the syntax has changed. It's got the execute ... to say that we've done the execute part, and then it starts giving you options of how to type the summon command as if you were just typing summon. So say if I was going to summon a lightning bolt and I didn't put the execute part, it would summon on my position, or it would summon on the command block, or it would summon on any XYZ that we typed in. But because I'm using the execute command, even though I won't use the word execute, even though I am typing the command and I'm pressing the button, it's executing on that entity I'm targeting. So he becomes the creeper becomes the one that the relative commands are relevant to. So if I summon a lightning bolt on him, he will get hit by the lightning bolt, and now he's become charged, because that's what creepers do. But that's just one example. Hopefully that kind of makes sense with the way the execute works. Let me do so they in other words, the entity you're executing on becomes the executor. So if I type a command in the chat, I'm the executor. If a command block runs a command, the command block is the executor, and relative positions from me in the chat would be relevant to me. Same with the command block, any relevant relative coordinates in a command block would be relative to the command block. But if you run a execute command, regardless of whether it's in the chat or in a command block, it will be relevant to the executor, so who you're executing at. So this one here is just so the execute is there. You've got all entities, type equals armstand, name equals kill. That's the name of the armstand I've put in front of us. 3 squiggly lines just to show relevant to its position. So if I just put say 000, it would execute at the entity, but then it will execute at that be kind of the central point of the execute 000. But if you put the squiggly lines, it doesn't matter where that entity is, it would always execute on that position, the standing position of that entity. And then I've just put a kill all chickens in a radius of 5, and that'll kill all the chickens there. Should have used another mob, as I hate that they drop eggs all the time. Let's get rid of those. But there we go. Then you can really play around with this. So I've set up a little armor stand named Move. Got some armor and a head on and everything, and then got a couple of command blocks, and I can just make it move along from left to right. You could do up, down, in all directions. So what this is a teleport command. So I'm executing on the armor stand, name equals move, teleport at self, 0.1 of a block on the plus Z, facing plus Z1. So that's why he spins around, and then you can see this one will just be the same but minus, because it's going in the negative direction at 0.1 of a block. So that's why it's so smooth, because you can teleport to 0.1 of a block. So there we go. Now I think I may have shown you this in the teleport command, but being able to teleport on the Y rot here. So this is for the armor stand over here, and what this is going to do is just slowly teleport the armor stand in a circle. What we can also do on this, you would normally just put one lever down there to activate both at the same time, but I did that just to split it up to show you. But now if I execute on the armor stand, set block, and what these mean is very similar to, so these are relative to the X, Y and Z position. That's what the first squiggle is X, middle is Y, the third is Z. And now the carrots are a little bit different. They are left and right, front, up and down, front and back. So if I can't remember which one's left and which one's right, but I know plus on the up and down, plus is up, negative is down. And then with the front and back, plus is front, negative is back. So if I click this on, this is what this is going to do, is set a block 10 blocks in front of the armor stand, which would be orange wool. So if we do that, you'll start to see that because he's moving and setting the block, he's drawing a circle. Which is very, very handy. The further you go, the bigger the circle, the more gaps in between the circle, but you can draw a rough circle with it, which can be very handy with building. Let's turn these off. So that is, I'm not going to go through every single way of using the execute command in. These are just some little tricks, and you just need to play with it. Just now you know all these commands. And all the normal commands, start trying to do it with an execute, and see what you come up with. Have a look at some of my other videos. Some more advanced machines use execute. So one good thing for execute, let me do stacks execute at all entities type equals cow. Or no, let's do type equals cow, set block. Let's just put that there for now. I'm just going to do set block. I'm going to set that block to diamond block. I won't do cow because I've already got a cow in the world. So let's do sheep. So there's no targets match selector because I haven't got sheep in the world. But if I wanted, where my mouse wants to move, there we go. Say if I wanted to set this block to the right of the command block to a diamond block when there's a cow, you would, if you look back at some of the commands we've been doing, you would do a test for to test that there is a cow, a sheep, sorry, and then you have a set block command. So what this does is it's not executing it at the sheep because I've put actual coordinates here. Well, it is technically executing at the sheep, but this will only run when there's a sheep in the world. No targets match selector. So for as long as there's a sheep in the world, it will set that block as a diamond block. So that could be a redstone block, like whatever you want it, whatever the scenario is that you need to do a test for and then change something, and then once the sheep's gone, that obviously would stay there because there's nothing telling it not to, but this command block will stop running. So that is a way to kind of remove the test for. Is quite obsolete really. There's not many reasons you would do it unless you just needed to run a redstone signal of how many, if you wanted to do a small count for things, or I'm going to do a video soon on counting entities, different systems to count entities. So that would use the test for. So keep an eye out for that if you're interested. But one other thing was the detect mode. So what I'm going to do is get the diamond block, and I'm going to do execute at all players, and then detect. Then what you do, so you do detect, then you want to put the position where you want to detect. So I want to detect underneath me a diamond block. You always have to have a data value. So if you want to do things like wool, concrete, things that have multiple data values, but you want to be able to detect any concrete, then use -1. -1 will detect anything within that. Then I want to give myself an effect, levitation effect at self. So this is within, just a note, within the execute, when you've run an execute, even if I'm executing at all players, in the next command, if you want to, you can use @p, because @p would be yourself. But if you want to really narrow it down and really guarantee you're targeting the player, because that target selector in the execute command could have other things like tags. It could have in scores, arguments, and all these target selector arguments. So if you want to make sure you're really targeting that person, then, or that player, use that S. So I'm going to do levitation for 2 seconds. Let's do 100. True. So it's failed to execute because I am not. There's no player that is. There we go. There's no player that is on the diamond block. If I thought I was pressing escape there. There we go. If I go into walking mode, as soon as I stand on this, there we go. It's given me. That's probably a bit much. Oh, it's quite nice up here with seeing all the work we've done. So yeah, so that one is the detect. So as soon as it detects something under my feet that I've asked for, it gives me the effect. It runs the second command. So that is the execute command. There's not much more I can really cover. Hopefully that explains it. Have some fun with all the other commands and play around with it. If there's anything you're stuck with, or if you need any more help on the execute command, just comment below. If you have been following the series and you're not a current subscriber, if you could please show your support by subscribing and liking videos and everything. Keep an eye out. Not sure what I'm going to be posting after this. It'll probably be going back to the machines that I invent, but this has been really fun kind of doing daily uploads with this back to basic series. And if you're interested in the function commands, I know it's mainly for people that can have add-ons, which to my knowledge is PC and mobile phone, but I don't know if Xbox has a way. They apparently used to be a way, but that's going to be the main function, main thing for them. So unless you've got an add-on already applied because you brought a world off the store and you know how to run the function, then it will be useful. But anyway, I shall see you again soon. Thank you very much for watching.